Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Cruz Miller, man. Got a video for you. TikTok compilation, man. Want to go through this before they ban TikTok, and they're about to ban TikTok.
What? We're flying to Philadelphia. Oh, hell no! That's hell no!
In today's video, man, we're gonna look at people ranting about the job market, and it ain't good. Let's get it.
I feel like I'm being gaslit by America. America is telling me that there's so many jobs abundant, and I've been applying for 2 years. I graduated 2 years ago with a degree in marketing, and I have not been able to find a job. Where are they? Like, if you have a job right now, how'd you get it? And was it like nepotism? Like, were you handed the job? Like, I have no idea how people are getting jobs. Honest to God, I get ghosted by companies left and right. They say that the dating world right now is crazy with like ghosting. Hell no. Have you tried finding a job in 2025? You get ghosted left and right. I did a 2-part interview with a company that ended up ghosting me. I followed up with them 3 separate times to hear nothing back. No, like, hey, you could have worked on this, or like, no, you didn't get the job. Nothing. And like, I was like very confident I got the job, but yeah, so, lesson learned, if you have a job right now, do not leave it. If you just graduated, good luck, unless like you know someone. I've even gone the referral process, so I don't really know actually. Yeah, I'm looking for any advice. Like, if you're able to find a job right now, like, kudos to you, but help a girl out, because I don't want to do dog walking and dog sitting forever. Thank you.
See, my question for her would be, like, what credentials do you have? Now, I think a lot was going on definitely with the younger generation. I don't want to, tell my age. I really don't care. A lot of the younger people don't remember what was going on in 2008 up to like 2010, 2011. It was even hard for people to get jobs at McDonald's. It was hard to, the housing market crashed. It was horrible, just like what's going on right now. We had a similar thing that was going on back in 2008. But what I learned back in 2008 was what people that were continuously getting jobs was people that was viable and had valuable skills. So I would just ask her, like, what was your degree in? A lot of times nowadays, people have degrees in things that are not advantageous for the advancement of society. Therefore, they're not looked at as being somebody that is valuable. So my suggestion to the younger people out here, because she asked for advice, is look at your credentials. What can you add, provide, or something that sets you apart from your peers? Okay, now, if you got a liberal degree or a sociology degree, criminology degree, these type of degrees aren't sought after as much as somebody like in the STEM that have a STEM degree, something like engineering or even some type of cybersecurity, something in the realm that sets you apart from everybody that is a necessity. Because I would say something in the blue collar area like trucking or plumbing, construction, all these type of things are always going to be needed. Workers for those are always going to be needed. And then there's a lot of high paying jobs within those markets. Man, come on, let's continue this. Man, I ain't gonna keep talking your head off.
Biden will leave office with a sturdy labor market, and this comes after the U.S. added more than 256,000 jobs last month. The unemployment rate also dropped to lows not seen in decades. Despite that news, the Dow Jones dropped more than 600 in trading this midday. Biden will leave office with a sturdy.
Is anyone else sick and tired of this job market that we're currently in?
Everyone is, and the reason being is because all these companies are just playing games with us. They say they're urgently hiring for roles, and then you apply to them, and then you get rejected. They say that they need people on their teams, and then a week later they repost the jobs even though they have qualified candidates. It's just a terrible job market. And I've applied to hundreds of jobs doing experiments to see what works and doesn't work in this job market. And resumes with companies like Microsoft, Meta, Deloitte, Goldman Sachs, and even going to Harvard have been getting rejected. And I'm hearing from my friends who are recruiting that they're getting 2x, 3x the amount of applicants for their roles, and they're only hiring one person. And the reason why is because you got companies who are doing a bunch of layoffs, so now you have even more people on the job market. And then that has downstream implications to those who have been on their job search, because now they're competing against people who used to work at these big corporate companies who are even more qualified than them. So the question is, how do you stand out?
Now, I am on the side of TikTok where everyone's complaining about jobs, about how hard it is to get a job in the UK right now. And I've been getting rejection after rejection over the last year. And I've got a 2 years master's degree in physician associate. So obviously for us, it's the doctor's fault. Because of the doctors, we can't get any jobs. So I'm getting rejected and rejected and rejected. So I'm salty about the doctors. But anyway, I'm trying to get into something else. Luckily for me, I've got my own coaching business. I've got my clients who are paying me money. But still, I'm trying to get something else that I can actually provide more value in as well as doing the coaching on the same side. But I think the best thing that you can actually do, the best advice that I can give is stay patient, get connecting with others, network. It's not about what you know, it's about who you know. You've probably heard that before, but that statement is very, very true. It's about who you know. The people that you know can actually open doors for you. So continue to connect, and one day something will come up.
To his last point at the end, I mean, essentially, yeah, that's half true. I mean, about the people you know, it's about who you know, but it ain't really about who you know. It's really about what they know about you, which comes right back to what can you provide? What are your credentials? What are your credentials? You know, what sets you apart from everybody else? So it ain't always about, like how you said at the end, about who you know necessarily. It's about what they know about you. All right. Remember that. Like I said, it comes right back to when the individual was saying, he got his own, I think it was said body training or something and whatnot. It's establishing yourself enough to whereas when the market, the job market, and whatever field you in no longer needs you or, try to downsize from, you're able to move on and do it on your own. Such as, like I said, if you're like, for instance, you have a CDLs. I know these type of situations aren't, pretty on, advantageous. I know these type of situations aren't, the normal situation where most people want to jump into is not a very pretty or glamorous lifestyle with some of these jobs. But I mean, if you got a CDL, you're going to always have a job. And on top of that, if you ever be like, what, I'm tired of companies, it's nothing for you to become your own owner operator. Same as somebody that's in HVAC, same as somebody that is a contractor, the same as, anybody that provides some type of skill that is a necessity that is required on a daily basis. So, hey, take it how you feel.
So those of y'all who are excited about a possible TikTok ban and y'all are like, oh, now content creators got to get real jobs. Have y'all seen the job market these days? Serious question. Have y'all seen the job market? A lot of people resorted to content creation because they couldn't find a job in this job market. Or the jobs that has been available in this job market just simply, it ain't been enough. And on top of that, I've seen so many creators this week alone talking about how they have been laid off from their real jobs. My personal opinion is given that these people, myself included, started making money on social media and y'all have not been able to do it or were not able to do it. So you feel like people should go and do what you're doing just because you were not able to do what they were doing. That's just my personal opinion on this. But seriously, y'all talking about people going back getting real jobs as if the job market has not been trash.
I don't think most people realize how dehumanizing it is to be unemployed in the current job market, especially if the reason that you don't have a job is not necessarily your fault. If you've never thought about it before, every single aspect of your life is tied to your job. Your ability to go out with your friends, have dinner, see a movie, tied to your job. Your ability to have healthcare and see your doctor, tied to your job. Your ability to go to therapy, tied to your job. Your ability to do literally anything that costs money, tied to your job. So then when your job is taken away and you no longer have a source of income, it's horrible. You have people out here who just went to college or maybe have been out of college for a year. They thought they did what you're supposed to do. They tell you, oh, if you go to college, you're going to be able to get a career. You're going to find a job super easily. And these people have been out of college for a year and they can't find a job. And then you have people like me who have a bachelor's degree and a master's degree and got their first job back in 2013. And I can't find a job. I don't know what happened and when it switched, but I used to get every single job that I applied for. Okay, I was always the person at my jobs who trained the new employees, and now I can't find a job. I went from having a manager who would buy me cupcakes and a director who would send me Christmas presents to that manager then being replaced by the Wicked Witch of the West. And because of her, I no longer have a job. And I have been searching and searching for months. I've applied to more jobs than I have ever applied to in my entire life, and I can't find anything because there are more fake jobs on LinkedIn than there are real jobs. So before you ask that unemployed person in your life why they haven't found a job yet, maybe consider that we are trying. We're trying. But the job market is different. And unless you have been there and you have experienced how hard it is to find a job right now, you need to stop asking me why I haven't found a job because I'm losing my mind.
Well, to that young lady, you know, well, to her point, I would say first you had a job and you lost that job, and blaming somebody else and not being accountable of your actions is probably one of your first faults. This channel is called Drink Water, Eat Pain. So I mean, y'all can chew me up in the comment section all you want, but accountability is the first step to success. So, blaming somebody from you first initially having a job and saying that a manager was the reason why you lost your job. No, sweetheart, that was whatever behavior that you couldn't adjust or adapt to was the reason why you no longer have that job anymore. Um, which led to you now being left out here on this job market, to whereas now you can't find the type of job that you want. Because I'm pretty sure if you decide to go apply for a warehousing type of job, you'll get that. It's just that the type of comfy job that you want, you're not gonna get it. I mean, chew me up in the comment section, y'all. I'm sorry. But I just think that is more advantageous for you to be accountable for your actions and then take a look at yourself if you really want to be successful, and then instead of giving yourself excuses. But anyway, let's look at this brother in the bonnet and see what he got to say.
Let's have a chat because my fellow CS majors, you guys are basically imploding right now. A lot of people are coming on TikTok or just the internet in general saying the CS job market is cooked. And I'm not going to lie to y'all. It is extremely difficult to get a job right now. But that's across all fields. What y'all have to understand is that there is a CS bubble and it popped. You're not going to be able to get a job with just answering a couple leak code questions or showing them the homework assignments you did in your algorithms and data structures class anymore. Boot camps, it's not going to save you. Those things will only put you in the right direction towards getting a job. And again, yes, I'm telling y'all it is difficult, but being a software engineer is like part of one of the top 1% of jobs. Please understand that that is a degree that pays you six figures, if not very close to six figures, as soon as you graduate college. Majority of the jobs in America do not see that kind of payout at all. So of course, it's going to become oversaturated, over-competitive. There was just a wave of people talking about, you should get into CS. You should get into CS. It pays so good. It pays so good. And I mean, I was basically able to move into this apartment and live on my own because I got into CS. Please understand that CS is not one of the degrees where you go to school once and you stop all learning there, because technology moves way too fast for you to stop all your learning once you get into your job. You know what I'm saying? You will get phased out very quickly. So you have to adopt the mindset that you're always building or learning, or a combination of the two. Like me right now, I just graduated from my undergrad. Shout out my degree on the wall. Just graduated from my undergrad. I'm getting my master's and I'm planning a project that I'm going to be working on for 2025. Being a software engineer is just more than people handing you business requirements and you code all day long. You have to be able to go through the entire life cycle when it comes to developing a product, and that includes the business terminology as well. Holding a CS degree doesn't mean that you're confined to the role and title of a software engineer. It overqualifies you to be a data analyst or a data engineer. It qualifies you to be a product manager and a project manager. Those are great pipelines to go through if you feel like you can't get into the software engineering market. And who's to say you can't transition horizontally in whatever company that you're at? You can also go into tech sales with your CS degree. And I think based on the people that are around you in tech sales, because you have that CS degree, you probably understand your product a lot better than the peers around you, right? And with sales, there is really no ceiling to how much you can sell. But let's trace back. The CS job market has turned into skill-based matchmaking. That means casual players are not going to be seeing the results that they once saw in like 2021, 2022, or 2020. You have to put in a lot of sweat equity to see the results that you're looking for. How far does your education go? How many certifications do you have? And what specification are you going into? If I'm a recruiter or a hiring manager, and say I'm recruiting for back-end engineering, right? And I'm looking at your profile. What on your GitHub shows me that you know how to build a back-end? What on your LinkedIn shows me that you have back-end experience? What project have you built that can demonstrate that you are able to create a product and work on a product iteratively from start to finish? Schools don't do their job when it comes to teaching you how to do those things. They show you little bits and pieces of each topic and they try to connect it, but it doesn't really ever mesh well, right? You have to do that outside of school or on your own time, especially if you want that job.
Hey, I agree with everything he said, man. Absolutely everything he said, pretty much what I was saying in the beginning. I mean, absolutely the only thing I disagree with is the bonnet. That's the only thing, but everything else was 100.
The United States job market is fucking cooked. For reference, in the past few months, I've applied to 1,400 jobs on LinkedIn alone. And I've applied to hundreds of jobs on Indeed, hundreds of jobs on the company's direct website, and I've gone around in person to around 100 jobs, giving out my resume and having interviews that way. And I'm here to tell you from firsthand experience, it's all a sham. It's a disaster. Hiring managers aren't doing their job, and companies are posting ghost jobs. Oh, not to mention, super profitable companies such as Google are now laying off employees, although they're having record-breaking profits. All well, boomers and people that don't understand on the outside that have a no touch with reality go, oh, you're just not working hard enough. Or people go and get a job in retail. Look, some of these jobs are minimum wage. The worst part about it all is how discouraging it's become. It's almost like I want to accept defeat, but I'm not going to. But I'll go so many times through 3, 4, even 5 rounds of interviews just for them to tell me that I'm not the right candidate for them, and then they'll repost the job. They're saying we're urgently hiring. It's a load of shit. It's a lie. And it makes me really frustrated. Thankfully, I'm going to be starting some side hustles that'll be getting me some extra income because this job market is so cooked. We are in a disastrous job market economy right now. There's no other way to sugarcoat it. It's a fucking shit show.
I really think a lot of you are underestimating just how brutal the 2025 job market is. Over the past few years, we've seen companies lay off hundreds of thousands of people who have now entered the job market. And we've also seen companies hiring a lot less. They are trying to replace humans with automation, with AI. We're hearing about it all the time. This has created one of the toughest employer markets that I've ever seen in my decade of recruiting. A lot of other recruiters I talk to say that it's very reminiscent of the 2008 job market, right after the Great Recession. What I'm hearing from people is they have to apply to hundreds, if not thousands of jobs, and for most companies, they're gonna hear nothing. They might hear back from some recruiters, but they're also gonna get ghosted by a lot of recruiters. Then once they get into interviews, they're seeing 4, 5, 6, even 7 or 8, 9 rounds of interviews, like endless interviews. And sadly, when they get to the end of the process, if they are one of the lucky ones to get an offer, we're seeing a lot lower offers right now. And this is because companies know it's an employer market. And if you won't take their lowball offer, they'll find someone else that can.
So I've currently been applying to part-time jobs because I'm just not ready to go back into full-time mode right now. I just can't do it. I'm tired of these fucking jobs. Anytime I have a break from just working in general, my mental health be A-okay, you know? But I just want to go back to work. You know, I'm just bored. I have way too much free time, which is great. You know, it works in my favor because I get to do a lot of things that I want to do. The job market right now is still trash, so I'm not even worried. You know, unemployment holding me down. My mom comes through whenever she needs to, and I'm chilling. I got a roof over my head, got food, water, whatever, right? So if you out there and you still applying for jobs, bro, just keep applying because I don't think it gets better. But just live in the moment. Take advantage of the free time that you currently have to do whatever it is that you want to do. Pursue whatever you want to pursue. And whatever falls through, just make sure it makes sense to you, you know? Just apply, pray, and hope for the best.
Hey, where's that? Look, all jokes aside, man. Make yourself viable. Make yourself, what is it? Inexpendable. I don't know. Y'all can check me on that word. Make it the words, man. People need what you have to offer, and it's hard to find what you provide. You know, I mean, people, our parents and us that grew up with somebody there and whatnot. We're not told this information. We're told things that was, fitting for that time period. And during this time right now, you need to have some skills and some real skills. You simply just going up and asking somebody, can you do something because you feel like you deserve it, is not going to work out. And I wish you the best of luck. But like I said, man, we take accountability over here. So remember, drink water, eat pain, keep your head on the swivel, stay strapped, man.